On this week's episode of Gaming Buzzed, top 3 Star Wars games. And here are your hosts, Bill and Reese. Welcome to Gaming Buzz, where we find your lack of beer disturbing.
How can you watch us fucking sober? I came looking at me sober. I avoid mirrors at all fucking costs.
Each week, we discuss the world of gaming while getting drunk. And for this week's episode, you guys will be viewing this right around the 4th of May. So
Yes.
we're going to celebrate May the 4th be with you by doing our top 3 Star Wars games.
We came up with this idea about a fucking week ago.
Yeah.
I was like, Reese, we got Star Wars games planned. Why don't we plan it for that?
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about our Star Wars games. Well, one or two of our favorites plenty of times.
Yeah, we as you guys have known from watching previous episodes, we're avid Star Wars fans, as on top of being avid video games fans. So it only seemed right that
I was gonna wear a Harry Potter shirt today.
Just because
that's the closest I fucking got.
You should have worn a Lord of the Rings shirt. To like this is a better trilogy. I'm wearing my
fuck. Think of that.
I'm wearing my Star Wars regalia. I still can't find the Stormtrooper mask. It's somewhere. It's
somewhere. It was. Fuck it. You probably. Well, Kenny probably fucking stole it. Yes, Kenny is missing.
Please, yeah. If anyone has any whereabouts of our rogue producer, we've checked the free clinics. We haven't checked the local county jails yet, though.
Did you leave the door open?
Why?
Well, because we're sponsored by Mighty Things this week, but there's a fucking problem.
Why is there beer missing?
You left the fucking door open again, didn't you?
Gotta unlock the studio. I mean, honestly, maybe Kenny's been here. It would make sense.
So Life is Strange is more important than you than the fucking beer. Fucking awesome, Reese. Thanks.
Dude, Life is Strange is pretty fucking important, I'm not gonna lie. But, so, for this week's episode, guys...
I don't even know what to put in the warrant form at this point. Seriously.
We are sponsored by Victory's Mighty Things, which is a delicious Imperial IPA. Brought out from Victory, from the guys in Downingtown, PA. A friend of mine, we were actually hanging out at Victory Brewery, and he was like, dude, he's like, you gotta try this beer, it's super duper good. Tried it there, it was great. And then I was at a bar, a local bar called Honey Max, and I always order breakfast stout, and I go there, and I order breakfast stout, and then someone walked in.
Can you explain to me what a breakfast stout tastes like, though? Like,
it's coffee and chocolate, like caramel.
I'm not, see, as we mentioned, like, in our very first episode, so if you guys pay attention, good for you. I'm not a stout person, besides Dragon Milk.
Yeah.
I forget the brewer, but that's really the main one I get down with.
Yeah.
But no, continue your story.
Yeah, so someone walked in and ordered a Mighty Things. I'm like, shit, you guys got Mighty Things here? Do it again. I'm like, well, I know what I'm drinking next now. This is delicious Imperial IPA. It's what's this coming in at? I don't know. 8.3%.
Oh,
So there you go. Cheers.
Fuck, that goes down smooth.
Way too smooth for 8%
That's almost
beer.
dangerous.
Yeah.
That reminds me of like how smooth Not Your Father's Root Beer went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember? Yeah, you guys remember that?
Too fucking sweet though. Like I liked it, but I couldn't drink like a six-pack of it. You know.
Yeah, you could only finish half. But it would just get down so smooth. You're like, this is how much?
Yeah.
Like 7%.
Yeah.
I believe. But yeah, I digress.
Delicious beer. Delicious beer.
I chose this because it's our Star Wars episode. I tried looking personally for Elysian Stardust. That's harder to find than.
And what was the Bolero store one? The Last Bovine?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was also an Imperial IPA. I think it was 9%.
Yeah.
But it also went down so smooth, but it's so fucking hard to find.
I was talking to Bill on our pre-show. Broken Goblin, the brewery that I work with, we do a beer called Disturbance in the Force, which is phenomenal, but it's not brewed right now. We don't have any. I wanted to bring that.
That's also still my pre-show beer.
Yeah,
that you guys
it's good.
Bill
Yeah,
has something called a drinking problem.
And by Bill, he means both of us. So let's jump right into the news section, guys. We don't have a lot of video game news. We're going to talk about the world of video game news has been really dead for the last couple of weeks.
What is there? This week it was that Fortnite has a new weapon. Tomb Raider was more scenes have leaked. Were revealed. Like the main Facebook, we use Facebook to check for this type of shit. It was pretty much just the anniversary of a lot of games, and it's just that's not really news.
That's a lot of that shit. Like I know we try to stay current. I posted 22 years ago Resident Evil came out.
I believe it was from the same site that we were just looking at. I think KOTOR is now 8. No, it's older than that. It's like 18 years old.
It's got to be. Because it's that Who Remembers Facebook page, which is owned by GameSpot.
Oh, there you go.
GameSpot actually owns the Who Remembers Facebook
GameSpot, page. In no way or form promotes this show.
Victory in no way, shape, or form actually sponsors this. We just buy their beers.
South Park doesn't endorse. I'm trying to make it seem like guys are trying to shut us down. It's not
please,
we're just trying to be funny.
Please don't sue us. I've already had too many cease and desist letters that I've had to answer.
Were they all from like District Columbia? And we just go, I had to go to fucking Columbia for this shit? I got one of those. I'm not telling that story today.
Man. I don't know if you gotta share that. We might put that as a behind the scenes video for our followers.
Such a bad story.
All
my really close friends in that story.
I can only imagine. But but besides that, news wise, because of Star Wars Day, Last Jedi just came out on DVD and digital release, and people
still don't know why you fuckers hate it.
People still
hate it.
Such a
good fucking movie.
People still hate it. I don't hate it.
I had my moments where I was just like, really?
You know, I had this conversation with someone the other day. I loved Last Jedi, but I didn't think it was a great film. As much as it's not of a great film it was, and it's not even in my, I probably put it in my top 6 or something like that. My
is Rogue One on there?
Rogue One's probably my number 3.
Ooh.
My top 3 it would be Empire, New Hope, Rogue One, Return of the Jedi, Force Awakens, then the prequels 3, 2, 1 in that order.
That is very interesting.
Yeah,
I honestly don't know what my rating scale would be. I enjoyed it, but there were also points where I was just like, fucking really? Like there's
Rogue One?
No.
No, Last Jedi.
Yeah, Last Jedi. There's the one spoiler scene which I really don't want to mention because yes, yet again, this will be coming out around Star Wars Day, and if you haven't seen it, it's your fuck up.
Yeah,
but I'm still not going to mention it.
Are you talking about Flying Leia?
No, I'm not talking about Flying Leia.
Flying Leia was a big, Space Flying Leia was one of the things people...
That was a big... Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, here's the thing. R.I.P. I thought that was going to be the scene where they killed her. And
I also did as well.
I was in the movie theater, like, oh shit, I am about to cry like a baby in this movie theater because this is how they're going to do it. They're going to do it like this. I'm like, oh my god.
That's what I thought as well. That's what I really thought my first time seeing it. I went, really?
And I would have been okay with it, but I was really ready for my heart to be broken.
I wasn't ready for it.
I was like, oh my god. I'm like, is this going to happen right now? Is this how it's going down?
I was honestly ready to write my letter. Fucking Brian C. Johnson. I think that's how you fucking say his first name. Don't you fucking dare take Carrie Fisher out like that.
Yeah.
But then... fuck, we're just going to spoil it anyway.
Yeah,
I'm not going to give away the throne room scene. That's still one of my biggest...
I didn't get to my point. One thing I was talking about, as many problems I have with this movie, there's scenes in this movie that are my favorite Star Wars scenes of all time.
Is the throne room one of them?
I think the throne room fight scene, in my opinion, is the best fight scene of any Star Wars movie that I've seen. Granted, not the awesome choreography that Darth Maul and Ray Park did for Phantom Menace, but I just think as a fight scene, it was scrappy, it was awesome. I just really loved it. The Lightspeed battering ram scene is easily one of my favorite scenes in Star Wars history.
You're not gonna know who does it.
If you haven't seen The Last Jedi at this point and you have any investment in the Star Wars, you probably should just go live under that rock of obscurity.
If we're gonna go that way, Snoke dies.
Oh man, Jesus, just go like that. Why don't you? Which is one of my biggest problems with this movie is that they killed Snoke and we have no backstory for him whatsoever.
As well.
But let's not
That's what happens when you go from J.J. Abrams to a different director, and now we're going back to fucking J.J. Abrams.
I know.
So guess who's coming the fuck back to life?
So many people were mad about Rian's direction with the movie that J.J.
Oh, is that how you say it?
Actually, it is Ryan.
Okay.
I always call him Rian because I'm fancy. I say it with my pinky out, too, when I say it. But so many people were upset with Ryan Johnson's directorial debut for the Star Wars films. J.J.
Yeah, but
was
now he's going to do his whole other trilogy now.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
how did Disney sign off on that? Like, you pissed off this many fans.
And also, you know what's depressing? How like underwhelmed I am by Solo, and it's being directed by Ron Howard. And like, I'm excited for everything about Solo except for the guy playing Han Solo. I'm excited for Donald Glover.
I mean, Ron Howard made Da Vinci Code awesome. Yeah, I mean, but I also read the books, which I know there was so much left out, but he still made them interesting.
Yeah. Oh man, well Ron Howard's he's a great director.
Oh Jesus Christ! I haven't seen the movie. I would look at the fucking Last Supper picture like, oh yeah, there's the fucking V.
Yeah. No,
if you guys don't know that shit, fuck off.
Sorry. Yeah. I mean, like, I gotta think probably Beautiful Mind might probably be my favorite Ron Howard movie. I don't know.
I need to look at more of his movies, but I want to say the Angels and I don't want to say
Angels in the Outfield. Yeah, that was a really good one.
No, the Dan Brown series. I feel like he's made that his own thing.
Oh, totally. Angels and Demons was good. I love the Da Vinci Code.
What about Inferno?
I didn't see it.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I watched that before I finished the book, which kind of ruined the book for me.
I watched Da Vinci Code, read Da Vinci Code, read Angels and Demons, and then saw Angels and Demons.
So you understood the whole timeline problem.
Yeah.
Like Angel Demon was before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still good.
And they tried to like make him look younger, but not really. But yeah, either way.
If you guys have your favorite Ron Howard movies, fucking send it in.
Right.
And I'll watch them.
Yeah. Let's get into the other news article, which is a kind of a cool news article that we saw.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not cool at all. Actually.
You know how I felt about this.
It's got some flaws. This list. IGN just recently posted their top 100 games, and like.
You already know what I feel about IGN.
I'm gay for Nintendo.
I'm glad I said that while we were reading through the list.
That's great.
Well, let's count. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. The whole fucking top 10 is Nintendo.
Out of the top 10 list, legit, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of the top 10 games are Nintendo.
If I didn't need this list at the bottom, I would throw this right now.
And I understand the respect for nostalgia and stuff like that, but I don't know. This list is kind of flawed.
We agreed on some of these. They're good games.
Number 10, Super Mario 64.
Yes.
I'm not surprised Mario 64 is in the top 10.
Was that one of the first 3 Mario games?
That was the first 3D Mario
Then there you go. That's why it deserves to be in the top 10.
And it was an amazing game. Number 9, Red Dead Redemption. I love Red Dead Redemption. It shouldn't be in the top 10. It shouldn't be in the top 10. I'm sorry. When games like Mass Effect are in the top 30 and Red Dead Redemption's in the top 10.
Yeah, Mass Effect 2 was 38.
Yeah, you know,
I believe.
That's just it's kind of odd.
I don't feel like re-looking up the list, but yeah, I believe it wasn't even nowhere near the top 10, which we both just went.
Yeah.
And then Mass Effect 2 came up. We were like, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, that's flawed. 8, Half-Life 2. I can't argue that Half-Life 2 should be in the top 10.
It's a great game.
It's a great game. But you know,
that was like cutting-edge graphics.
It is, but and again, there's another Valve game in this top 10, and I'm really thinking like should both of these games be in the top 10? I feel like there's other games that might be better than it.
I feel like they were both cutting-edge.
They were great games. We'll get to it. We're talking about the highest-selling video game of all time. Number 7, Tetris. I'm not surprised by that.
I feel like that's what most of this list is how well copies sold or different versions of it sold, which I'm going to say this list is already bullshit.
Yeah.
Candy Crush, not on the fucking list.
Yeah,
not on the fucking list.
And I was like wondering maybe they would have, because they left mobile games off, but no, because Pokemon Go was 100, right?
Yes.
That was
Pokemon Go starts the fucking list.
Yeah, Pokemon Go is on your list, and you should respect mobile games. And I totally think like Candy Crush and Bejeweled should be on there. And I don't even play those games, but you kind of gotta respect those games.
They just make zero sense.
Yeah.
Your list is already flawed right there.
Number 6. Super Mario Brothers 3, which when Bill was reading the list off to me, and he got to 6, and I'm like, if that's 6, I'm like, there's better Mario games out there. Like,
you really wanted me to skip right to number 1 and went, no, let's do this.
Yeah. So number 5, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, which again, I feel like that game gets a lot of love now, but I feel like when it came out, because I remember when that was a brand new game, it really didn't get that much respect. I personally don't believe it's the best Zelda game. I personally don't believe it's better than Breath of the Wild. And Breath of the Wild was in the top 20.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know. Number 4 is Super Metroid. I've never beat Super Metroid. I've only beat the original NES Metroid. You ever played Metroid Prime or anything like GameCube?
Which was the one with the multiple ending? That was like the first time a game had multiple endings.
I don't remember.
It was like
it might be Super Metroid. I don't know. I never beat Super Metroid.
It's where you honestly find out that Samus is a woman.
Well, that's the first Metroid.
Was it?
When you beat the first Metroid, her armor like disappears, and it's Samus in a bikini. Which I love. That's what Samus wears, and that's lore. That's canon.
And that drove a lot of fucking misogynistic Game Boys fucking wild.
That's canon for me. That under Samus's armor, she's just wearing a bikini. Because I mean, that's what they showed.
Oh God! Don't let her and the DOA. Ever fucking meet up.
Samus and DOA volleyball, right? Who the hell makes fucking DOA? Write them now.
She would be the China of that fucking game. Jesus Christ.
She's like 6'7", fucking like fucking bulky up. So number 3, again we talk about Valve games. Number 3, Portal.
Which
I won't argue because Portal's a fucking amazing game, and Portal's in my top 3.
Well, no, when I mentioned this, you were just like, really? I went,
I'm surprised. Portal's in my top 3 first-person shooters. I fucking love Portal. Portal's a fucking awesome goddamn game, but
it's also very short.
It's very short, and like you got Portal and you have Half-Life here. You know, they're both all built off the same engine. I mean, they're not the same game, but I don't think Portal should be higher than Super Mario 64.
I also feel like Half-Life, the original, was in the top. I know I said it was top 20.
Yeah,
I believe it was up there.
Yeah,
I feel like they just did that really for story. We didn't go into detail with every single one. Because that would have fucking taken forever.
Yeah.
We don't have the type of fucking time.
You know my favorite Valve game of all time? Left 4 Dead.
That's not on here. That wasn't even on the list.
No, it shouldn't be on the list. I love Left 4 Dead.
Really?
I don't think. Maybe top 100, maybe top like 70.
I feel like that brought something new to the multiplayer.
It did.
Dimension.
It did. The co-op for that's great. And we will talk about that when we do our top 3 online multiplayer and top 3 co-op games. Because it will be on both of my lists for both of those episodes.
And also to be transparent, that was supposed to be today.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, people.
Thanks, Justin. Number 2, Ocarina of Time, which
that should be in at least the top 3. I agree with you.
Whenever someone does a top 100 video game list, I always expect
that's not on there. It's not in the top 5.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a problem.
I always expected it to be in top 5, probably top 3. And when he said Ocarina of Time was 2, and thinking that Super Mario Brothers was already number 6, Super Mario 3 was number 6, I was like, oh, so what's number 1? Final Fantasy 7?
Hold on, before we get into that though. The Ocarina of Time, you keep seeing people recreate this fucking game with the Unreal Engine. When the fuck is that going to be a goddamn reality?
Well, because
it looks so fucking good.
Nintendo
really does.
Nintendo's not gonna, pick up the rights to use the Unreal Engine when they already developed their own games. You know, it's not gonna happen. It'd be badass. It'd be super cool. But also, that's one thing. Let's take a quick second to say. It's 2018 video game, and I love what the Unreal Engine has done, and
so many great things.
The fucking engine they use for the Havoc engine. The Havoc engine has been used so many times. It's really, really great. When is the next level coming? When, Call of Duty uses the Frostbite engine. When's the next engine coming out that's going to blow the doors off? Because people have been using the Unreal engine
really good question.
and the Havoc engine and the Frostbite engine for the last 10, 15 years.
I just feel like there's going to keep being updates to those 3.
I feel like something needs to break the mold. I feel like I feel like video gaming as a whole is never going to really take the next step and really jump. I think everyone jumped on the VR bandwagon, which is cool, but I feel like a new engine would do video gaming
But
justice.
even the VR graphics aren't that great from what I've seen.
I like it. It's fun, but that's what a lot of people are focusing on. But before we digress too much, number 1, not Final Fantasy VII, not even in the top 10. I think it didn't even be Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy VI was in the top 20, 25.
Yes, but you agree with this one? It should be number 1.
Super Mario World. Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo is, in my opinion, the best Mario video game that's ever released. But there's 3 Mario games in this top 10.
There was a Majora's Mask on this fucking list. I forget what number it was.
It was high. It was in like the 40s or 50s or something like that.
Mass Effect was the original was 52, and I think Mass Effect 2 was 30.
And thinking of my favorite game, we didn't even hit Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. We saw Fallout 2 was like in the 90s.
Fallout 3 was on there. I think it was in the top 20s, maybe. Okay. I may be wrong. If you guys read the list, please correct me.
So Dark Souls was in the top 20s.
Yes, it was. Grim Fandango was in the top 30.
Grim fucking Dango, yes. Man. Wow. Was Sam and Max on the list?
No, no. Man. But we were talking about this earlier. We were talking about LucasArts.
Yeah. Speaking of.
Escape from LeChuck's Revenge.
LeChuck's Revenge was Curse of Monkey Island, I imagine, is the top 100.
That was in the top 40, I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, guys, we're drinking as we read the fucking list. I can't really.
The list is flawed, is what we're getting at.
I will still stand by the IGN stands for I'm gay for Nintendo.
Can you name your? I mean, we'll probably do this at one point. Could you name your top 3 games?
Oh, what the fuck? Fuck you.
All right, we'll skip it. We'll come back. We'll come back to that. You guys rate us in what your top 3 games are, because IGN thinks the top 3 games of all time are Portal, Ocarina of Time, and Super Mario World. And
on the spot? What's fucking wrong with you?
Sorry, I apologize. Let's keep going.
It would not. No.
Bill's over here having an aneurysm now. I just broke his.
Fucking stroke.
I broke his soul with I'm like, yo, so name your top 3 games.
If we did a top 10, yes, Ocarina of Time be on there. Well, we have to do top 10. We don't do top 10. We do fucking top 3.
We don't have 3 hours to film a top 10.
I fucking know. That's why it'd be in there somewhere.
You know how drunk we would be by the time
we finish our.
Actually, oh man! Well, to celebrate, we're recording this on Easter Sunday. We're gonna drink some water.
Yeah, I need some water.
That
I'm.
Bill is gonna turn into wine.
Oh shit! It's Gatorade.
Yeah, it's magic. It's blood flavored Gatorade.
It's blood orange.
Yeah.
You want some?
Yeah. God damn it.
Oh, yeah. It's blood orange.
Yeah. Listen.
That's the thing. You guys not watch anything of Dexter?
I think it was a grapefruit.
No, it was blood orange.
Is it a blood orange?
It's a real thing.
Is it? All right.
I looked that shit up.
Oh, all right.
I just went, come on, you guys are really trying to do the blood in the intro of this fucking deep?
Supposedly Dexter's coming back.
Get the fuck out of here.
I know. I have no desire. I stopped watching after season 4.
Anyway. I stopped watching after the fucking finale. I hate myself for that.
Cheers.
That's not fucking Gatorade, you lied. This shit does not get better with age. What the fuck?
I'm sorry. It reminds me of church. Like, this is my blood. Drink of it all. This is my body. Do we have toast, like communion toast, like the little? Like,
I'll go get ice cream cones later. That's what they always tasted like to me. Did they not to you? That's what it tasted like to me all the time.
It tasted like a dry saltine. I didn't like. I was like, what?
No, like the bottom of an ice cream cone.
What cardboard manufacturer company is selling communion host? Like who?
A smart one. Fucking smart one.
It's little slivers of cardboard for all our non-church going folk.
No, you should go at some point. It's fucking it's a little bit of food.
All right, so we're gonna talk about what's buzzing with you. I got to start because we're just talking about it. I go to church legitimately one day a year. I'm that horrible person. I only go because my mom asked me to go, and I go on Easter Sunday. And we are recording this episode on Easter Sunday. I was at sunrise service this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning after I worked a 14-hour bar shift last night.
I was so amazed you texted me so early because
when you texted me, you expected me to be dead asleep like I typically am.
I always text Reese when I wake up on Sundays, 11 o'clock, because I'm a horrible person. My girlfriend just knows not to wake me up. That's good. So we good for our usual 2:30? Yeah, head on over. It was like within fucking 10 minutes I just went,
what? Reese is alive?
I was like, I have time for a fucking nap. What the fuck are you doing?
So yeah, I mean, I worked a 14-hour shift. I left the bar, went to another bar, of course.
You do that every Saturday.
Yeah, and went to another bar, had a couple of drinks, closed that bar, then got home about 2:30 in the morning, passed out probably about 3:30, was up at 5:30, went to church. I literally slept in church for an hour. I slept. Going to hell.
Technically you're not wrong. Because Jesus was still asleep.
There it is. Yeah. So, yeah, no,
I don't know what time he woke up in the Boulder mood.
Yeah. So I got back home by like 7:30, and I went back to bed, and I woke up around noon, and you had texted me like right around that time, like, oh, can we record at 2:30? That's why I was up. I was like, yeah, you got to do.
Because like I went to bed, then my girlfriend went to bed, and then she woke up and started watching Shameless. So I started hearing that in the background. Like I heard the intro music. I'm like, what the fuck? and it interrupted my dream. So it was a very weird way to wake up. But
what's it with you?
Not a whole lot. I've been. This is just gonna kill. What are you playing right now? I've been playing a lot of fucking Saints Row.
That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't played those games.
And I just realized I want the remaster for Xbox One so fucking bad because you don't get 1, 2, or 3. You only get fucking 4. But see, you're a fucking superhero.
Yeah.
So what is the point of the card?
Is it 4? Aren't you the president?
I believe you become the president in the 3. Yes, you are the president in 4.
You're the president and you got abducted by aliens.
Yes.
And they make you a superhero.
And then you keep going into their simulation.
Okay. Yes.
Which I just want the remaster. Because those were such fun games because they were the most extreme version of Grand Theft Auto that you could ever
They were good crackdown.
Your melee weapon was a fucking baseball bat dildo. For fuck's sake. The dubstep gun is great. It's fucking...
Wob.
Oh, man. It's such a good weapon, but Jesus Christ. I just want the remaster of that so bad. The Xbox Pass hasn't updated yet. I tried...
So, like, with your Xbox Pass, do they consistently put out new games for you to get, or do they just have a can you just go through the library games and just pick up what you want?
Well, Sea of Thieves came out this week, which I texted you as it was happening. Yeah. I played for a whole 15 fucking minutes.
And I've seen some people online talking about how much they loved it, and I'm like, really? Like, is it that good? I don't know.
Well, I found out you would need the Xbox Live, actual thing. I have so many passes for so many free days.
Yeah.
Which I would be set for a while.
So you don't have a gold subscription. No. I get it. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm not an online person.
I know.
I don't like it. Yeah. For me, gaming is for me to get away from everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, leave me the fuck alone. I just want to go.
I don't want to talk to anyone while I'm gaming.
it's like I have a whole bunch of people like, you're never online. Like, yeah, there's a fucking reason for it.
Yeah. People always hit me up like, dude, when are you getting on? When can I play Fortnite with you? When can I PUBG for you? I'm like, never. Because I don't own either of those games and I have no desire to buy them. I'm like, I don't play online games like that.
My girlfriend keeps going like, do you have Fortnite yet? I'm like, no. I'm never fucking going to either because it's just not my thing. Gaming is my escape. That's what it always was. Like, from N64, like Legend of Zelda, you would just dive into that game. And
dude, you know me, man. I'm Mr. RPG and shit like that. I love
PlayStation, Medieval, Xbox, Abe's.
Odyssey.
Yes.
Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey.
Can you fuckers please bring that fucking game back? It was so fucking fun.
The Oddworld games were so good. Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, and Oddworld, Abe's Exodus. I used to play the shit out of those games. Those are awesome games.
They did break open Xbox with the Munch's Odyssey.
Well, yeah, because they did a new Oddworld on Xbox. I remember when that came out. I think that was the newest one.
I think they remastered the second Oddworld. That's available on the Game Pass, but I'm just going... I don't want a side scroll. I want that open world one that I fucking remember so fucking fondly. Yeah. It's such a fun fucking game.
Yeah, the Oddworld games, that's a game that could totally use a revitalization. And speaking of, since we are thinking about old school games, I haven't played it, but have you seen that there's been a new Toe Jam and Earl that's out?
Really?
Yeah, Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Groove, I think it's called. I know nothing about it. I've been seeing it on fucking Facebook of all places, but I haven't done any research. But I would love to fucking find out what's going on with that because Toe Jam and Earl was such a great fucking game. So weird and out there. And
that's very interesting. I would love to see another Earthworm Jim, honestly.
That could totally use a new treatment. Earthworm Jim could totally use a new treatment.
I remember playing that as a kid.
This is one game that I said the game they always revitalize or redo. I'm really surprised that we haven't seen an updated Streets of Rage. Imagine, especially talking about online play. I don't play online, but think how cool it would be to be like, I'm going to play with 2 other dudes, and we could go play this awesome kind of side scroller beat 'em up, but update it, make like a new like school 3D version. I think that'd be great.
I got one for you.
What's that?
Dig Dug.
Oh.
They already have Minecraft.
Well, you don't need to see. Here's the thing.
No. It would be like a first-person type thing. You already have fucking Minecraft.
First-person thing, Doug. All right.
Maybe.
See, here's my thing with retro games like that. I don't want to play an update Pac-Man. I want to play arcade Pac-Man. I don't want to play an update thing, though. I want to play an
You want the Pac-Man where it's as big as this fucking wall.
Yeah. That's the type of stuff that I want to play with.
I would still suck at it.
Yeah, I'm pretty nasty.
I remember 3D Pac-Man though. I do remember that. It was fucking hard.
Yes.
God.
That and all. Remember that was during the era of all like the pinball games. Remember like Sonic Pinball and Marble Madness and those games.
Well, speaking of pinball, they had the Star Wars pinball Episode 1. That was a hit. It was a bigger hit than the movie.
Oh, hi-yo.
Sorry to admit, but it fucking was. Like, so many games can be rebooted right now, and it's just not even funny. Like, Doom, just leave it alone for a while.
Yeah. I didn't play the newest one. I heard it was great, though.
It was great, but just leave it alone. Quake, you guys still do Arena. Leave it alone. I don't know why I said that in a Chinese accent.
We are in no way against the Chinese people or their accents.
We just watched Freaky Friday, and that guy can change people's lives. So, yeah.
And not the Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan Freaky Friday, by the way, guys.
We watched Little Dicky versus Chris Brown.
Chris Brown Freaky Friday.
What else could like Medieval? That's supposed to be remastered on PlayStation.
Didn't they do a remaster of that on the Xbox Arcade a couple years ago? I thought. No. All right. I thought they did. They did. Man, we're really falling off the beaten path right here. But you ever play Rocket Tail Adventures on Sega Genesis?
No. This sounds really familiar though.
You're a possum that is a knight, and Rocket Knight Adventures. And
it's not Star Fox? What are you?
No, dude, this is a real thing. It's a real thing. And then you guys can send an email to Bill.
I've had to clarify a lot of games for you.
Bill at Gaming Buzzed and be like, yo, motherfucker, Rocket Knight Adventures is a real fucking game.
I can't wait. Thanks for that.
Sorry. So you're a possum that's a knight, and in this world, it's kind of steampunkish. You're a knight, but you have a rocket pack. And you can hang by your tail off of trees and things like that. And it's a side scroller. It's an awesome platforming game. And I played the shit out of it. But Xbox did like a remaster on the Xbox Arcade. Check it out.
What's the name again?
Rocket Knight Adventures. You have the Game Pass. You can get it for free.
I'll look.
It's fun. It's fun.
Very interesting. Well, I was wondering why Banjo-Kazooie was on there. I thought that was a fucking Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Like, that's on there, Banjo-Kazooie.
Well, the thing is, Banjo-Kazooie was distributed by Nintendo, but it was developed by Rare. And Rare is not owned by Nintendo. So Rare has the ability, since they developed the game, they put it out and let Xbox release it.
That is why I downloaded it for a day. I played it for 1 hour and just went, nope, it's not the same.
Like,
because, it's not the same feel. Like,
yeah. I want to be holding a clunky N64 controller.
Yes.
Like, I feel it, dude. That's why. That's what we did in Smash Brothers. I never got into the new Smash Brothers. I want to play it on N64.
Like, when that Z button goes down, you fucking need business.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's just... we need new fucking remakes. I want DK64 to actually buy a Nintendo.
Ooh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. For our main topic, we're going to do top 3 Star Wars games of all time. Or at least what we think of all time.
Oh, yeah. That Star Wars Obi-Wan game. No fucking way.
I never even played that game. Luckily.
I showed it to you. It was the worst fucking Star Wars game they ever had.
I wanted to choose Star Wars Masters of Terra whatever that one.
The Mortal Kombat Star Wars game.
Yes. So I'll start off with my number 3. My number 3 favorite Star Wars game is Shadow of the Empire. It came out December of '96.
You saw that one from me.
I had to.
I'll give you that one. He was on our fucking March Madness.
Yeah, that's Rendar. Came out December of '96 for Nintendo 64.
Jesus.
Developed. I know. It's really funny. And we talked about this in the pre-show. This is the newest game that is on my list. All my other games came out prior to 1996.
But it was still one of the best ones. Where did they fuck up? Is the better question.
Well, they fucked up when the writing got bad and they started doing games based after the shitty prequel movies.
Or when they found out about microtransactions.
Yeah, well. Looking at you, EA. But Shadow of the Empire came in for Nintendo 64. It was developed and published by LucasArts. And the game was phenomenal. It was mostly a third-person action-adventure game. You played as the mercenary Dash Rendar, and it took great game. It took place in the period of time between a little bit in the end of Empire Strikes Back and the period of time before Return of the Jedi.
It started right at the beginning of Empire Strikes Back with where they're defending Hoth. From
Yes.
Because you get to actually fight a Wampa.
Yeah.
That was. For starting a game, that's a hard battle.
Yeah, and what was cool about the game, and the way they mixed vehicular combat with the third-person combat was great. Let's not talk about how clunky and horrible it was to drive in that game.
The jetpack, though, was fucking worked great.
Yeah, jetpack worked great.
Yes, but, you get to fight Boba fucking Fett of all fucking people.
So it was told in 4 chapters. In one chapter, chapter 2, actually. Chapter 1, you're on Hoth. Yes. And you're dealing with Hoth. Chapter 2, you're chasing down Boba Fett, trying to get him because he has frozen Han Solo and Carbonite.
I forget what planet you went to.
Well, I don't know what planet you're on at that point, but eventually after you chase Boba, Chapter 3, Jabba the Hutt sends mercs after you.
Yes.
And then in Chapter 4, you're working with Han and Chewie and Leia on Coruscant.
See, that was where I
to rescue Leia.
That was where I mentioned in our March Madness that they were in...
Princess Izor.
But that's when you're actually on... Is it a destroyer? I remember like a very dark level.
Yes, yeah. I honestly I can't remember the terminology for the ship, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And that was chapter 4.
I just remember the ship controls in that were just fucking terrible. You had to shoot meteors, which
the vehicular use in the game is not really functional, but it was fun.
It was an early Star Wars game.
It was fun, and it was so different. Like there was. Every Star Wars game, and every video game really, you typically play, you are the greatest hero in the world. You're either you're Master Chief, or you're Kratos, or you're these overpowered fucking badass dudes.
Or you have the Force.
Yeah, or you have the Force.
In this game, you did not have that.
You're just a merc, and that was like really gritty to see from a Star Wars game, and it was awesome. The story was great, and it told a story that used to be canon in the Star Wars universe, but sadly, the story of Shadow of the Empire is no longer canon after Disney bought out.
Which you have people trying to say that Last Jedi isn't canon now. Fuck off! The story was fucking good.
Well, people are trying to say that Last Jedi shouldn't be canon, but the Last Jedi definitely is canon.
Because Leia dies.
I'm not upset with it being canon. I don't mind it.
Leia dies and comes back. I'm sorry. In the end, Leia's dead. Sorry, guys. You probably saw the news recently. Leia's fucking dead. She's not going to be in fucking number 3. It's going to be a revenge of something.
But see, and that's what pisses me off, though, because she didn't die in Last Jedi, spoiler alert. And,
she did.
And Carrie Fisher, obviously, R.I.P., is gone. But... Now her death's going to be...
You are not going to Tupac hologram the fuck out of that one.
I know, man. It's weak. I think that's really weak. And I feel like they should have killed her off in Last Jedi and gave us a solid closure to her story arc. But it is what it is.
It's not like you have like they did with Paul Walker. You don't have a twin to finish out their scenes. You don't have that. No. Like, sorry, like you have to explain between 2 and 3 of how she's gone.
And imagine how cheesy that would be too. I mean, I imagine Star Wars is pretty cheesy, but they're like, this is her daughter.
Her daughter is in the movies though. Yeah. Carrie Fisher's daughter is in the movie. Yeah. She's Billie Lourd. She had her recognizable buns. We don't have to do heads or tails anymore.
No, oh God,
you're still doing that shit. Tails. I finally won. But her daughter is in the movies, but. No, you can never go to her and be like, you're the closest resemblance we have. No. Like, you can't do that. No. So I feel like with that, we'll jump into my number 3, which you helped me pick, is Star Wars Force Unleashed.
Because
he was in our fucking March Madness, and he made it pretty fucking far.
When we were talking about what our choices were going to be, I looked at Bill, I'm like, because I didn't want to... a lot of times we intersect. It's like he picks games that I also like.
Our number 1 was almost the same.
And I asked him, I'm like, did you pick Force Unleashed? And he's like, it's going to be on my list. And he's like, oh, I forgot. Yeah, it's going to be on my list. And I'm like, cool, because I won't pick it then. Because there was other Star Wars games I wanted to talk about. I could have. But Force Unleashed 1, if I was going to pick one of them, I would have picked the first one. So.
Why? Because it takes down a Star Destroyer?
Yes, literally. And
I feel like he wasn't as strong in the second, or is that just me?
Well, they kind of nerfed it a little bit because when it came out the gate, it was just so mind-blowing. So it was like you're literally the strongest Jedi Force user that's ever existed. So by the second one, you kind of, I guess, got used to that, so it wasn't as over the top.
I mean, you honestly start off as Darth Vader,
number
one, like just ripping down walls. So it has to end with you just taking down the biggest thing possible. Like you can take down TIE fighters in the game as well. And it's just one of those ones that's like just such great hidden gems, like the black lightsaber, which I still haven't found, honestly.
That was such a cool game because that came out of nowhere. We were talking earlier about like engines that have been used for games. That game like made gameplay of being a Force user so much fun. There was never a game that made using the Force and using lightsabers as fun as Force Unleashed.
I think like, my two might argue with you. He was not as overpowered as Starkiller was.
Yeah. Well, my number two gets back again to another game that is not based with a Force user, is Rebel Assault 2, which is originally for the Macintosh computers and Windows.
I remember those fucking games. That was when it was like gameplay and then live action.
Yes,
I fucking remember those.
Yes. And like. So
it would always glitch for me, so I never finished it.
If you were going to talk about like games, like the graphics are great and the gameplay is great, like I'm not going to twist your arm and try and say Rebel Assault 2 was like mind-blowing game, but for its time, like what it did, it was the first one of the first games of its kind that had live action animation for the gameplay. It was just so fucking cool, and I played it so much that it would be wrong of me not to add it to my list. That is such a popular Star Wars game to me that for me and my friends, like that was one of the first games where cheat codes were really big for me. Like this game came out in '95.
You can't do this anymore.
I was like 11 years old. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I was using cheats and stuff like, on Contra and stuff like that, up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start, like shit like that. But I remember playing the PC game. And you would pull up your console command, you could type in these cheats, and that was the first game that I ever played where I went in and I could change the way the physics worked in the game and stuff like that. Like shit that people do now just in the settings options of most video games. This was shit you had to do on the back end and write code and cheat shit for. And Rebel Assault 2 was one of the first that I ever did that for, and I loved it. I played the fuck out of that game.
I remember that fucking game. Before I get number two, I already see our producer, Benny, getting fucking restless. Y'all good?
Good.
Yeah, you're not supposed to fucking talk. Remember that part? He has to go see Ready Player One before any of us, me or Reese does, because we don't have the fucking time during the fucking week.
Bill's obviously highly upset that he's not seeing
Ready
Player One.
It seems like a very intriguing movie. Yeah, that's you better fucking just nod. You finally wait until you're a guest on this fucking show, and I'm gonna light you the fuck up.
So
is producer Benny, are you good? Are you good to stay here for the rest of the list? Thumbs up or something, just throwing your hands up. Yeah, thank you. This is fucking hard. Tell you the fuck all over again. If you steal our shit, fucking run! I swear to fucking God.
This is why we can't find good work. We can't find good work anywhere.
Sorry, I went off on you, Kenny. He's a sore subject. Jesus Christ.
What's your number two?
Put your. It's Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, which, as Reese said, he loves games where you find out get the Force powers and all that. I wish I had one right now, so I got to fucking throw producer Benny across the fucking room. But it was just such a fun game. Do you remember Dark Forces and all that?
Yes, I do. I remember.
It was an extension of that, but finally the 3D feeling of that. You kind of look all around, you finally get a lightsaber. It was just such a fun game.
No, in the game you start off as a non-Force user, and by the end of the game you develop your Force abilities.
Yes,
right?
it's by the second act you finally get your lightsaber, and then you develop all your Force powers and all that.
Okay.
It's such a fun game.
See, I need to go back and play those games. I never played the Jedi Academy series.
I played this before Jedi Academy, which made it more fun to go back and play Jedi Academy, where Kyle Katarn, the main hero of this, was your teacher.
Yes.
But it's just such a fun game. It's you, I don't even want to see what the story is. I want to say it's after Return of the Jedi, so it's between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens.
Okay.
I don't know if it's canon.
I'll tell you right now, it's no longer canon. Any story that's taken place in between any Star Wars film that came out before the new Disney trilogy are no longer canon. They wiped the slate clean.
Oh, thanks,
it's bullshit. It sucks.
Thanks, Disney.
The only movie,
I was pretty much fighting a fucking velociraptor who had force.
The only things that count now are the movies. It sucks. All the books that have been coming out for dozens of years that were canon are now no longer canon.
It was still just like a fun game. Like you get to go like on the course of like a Jedi Knight. You get to actually learn the powers and all that as you go along, and see how they help you in combat. Benny, I swear to fucking Christ!
I knew it. As soon as I heard the cough, I was like, "Oh, here it comes."
Reese is a nice one. I'm the mean one.
Yeah. So for my number one, and I'm taking it. My games degraded in years. So we started out with 96 with Shadow Empire. We went 95 with Rebel Assault 2. My number one is Super Empire Strikes Back for the Super Nintendo.
You showed me this. I just went, it sounds familiar, but then I told you I probably played the New Hope version.
Yes, because so this was a trilogy of games that came out like consecutively, and it was Super Star Wars, A New Hope, Super Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Super Star Wars, Return of the Jedi. And these games are old games. I'm going to be very honest. It's all of a game that came out in 1996.
Do you remember side-scrollers?
Yeah.
Not Cuphead.
Yeah. It's not, flashy. It's not over the top. It doesn't really have these great elements. But again, like I said, I played these games so much.
You were watching the videos, and you were like getting really nostalgic.
You see, those are the games to me. Like, I'm going to talk about my honorable mentions, more newer Star Wars games that I love. But, like, those games that are on my list are the games that I'm like, these are what made me a Star Wars fan. Being a gamer and a Star Wars nerd, these were the games that really meant a lot of stock. I used to play Super Star Wars, 93, I was fucking 9 years old. I was probably 8 when it came out, because my birthday's later in the year. Like, so I was a kid, it's like second grade to me. And I put hours and hours and hours and hours in playing these games. It's a side scroller, and it starts off in the beginning of the Empire Strikes Back, and you play as Luke Skywalker, and you're side scrolling. You find your tauntaun, everything like that. You have your lightsaber.
We were watching like the first level playthrough. I just went, this isn't the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. It's super dated. It's super fun.
Yeah, so it is.
It's so fun. You have levels where you're flying in your speeder, taking out AT-ATs, not AT-ATs. I will never call them AT-ATs.
You were very adamant about that.
I'm really pissed off about that. So for all the people that don't know, the giant Imperial Walkers, as the other name in Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, everyone always used to call them AT-ATs. And actually, it's the enunciation. It's AT-AT, I found out. I Googled it. It's
going back to Last Jedi. They have a new name in Last Jedi. I just forget what it was at this moment. But they're the largest of them. They have a laser cannon on the back. Is the most I remember.
It's the one that came out when Ghost.
Well, you're doing that spoiler thing.
When Ghost Luke was there. I don't care. You've seen the Last Jedi.
Fuck it.
You've seen it.
I tried to be nice. Fuck it.
Spoiler alert. But yeah, so Super Empire Strikes Back, man.
It was a great scene, though.
Yeah,
that was the best acting I saw out of Kylo Ren. Adam Driver. I know who the fuck he is, but he's Kylo Ren to me. That was
Ben Swallow.
Yes, Ben Swallow.
The Ben Swallow memes.
And Domhnall Gleeson.
Yeah,
That might have been their best scene. It was a comedic scene.
Yes.
In the end, but
I
thought it was fun.
I don't like Hux as a character. I think Hux is a throwaway.
Really?
The Hux is a throwaway character.
He'll probably die in the first 10 minutes of the next.
Hux is such a throwaway character, and like he reminds me of like kind of the role of Grand Moff Tarkin had in the first Star Wars, and he doesn't live up to that. Grand Moff Tarkin was such an awesome fucking villain side character. Grand Moff Tarkin's always been one of my favorite side character, like my favorite villains of the Star Wars universe.
I think there's a very good backstory to Hux, but we're just not getting it because the directors keep fucking switching.
Because the writers don't know how to have correct exposition for their villains. Yeah, there's probably a great backstory to Hux. There's probably a great backstory to Snoke. There's probably a great backstory in future that could have come out of Phasma. But because they don't know how to fucking write villains in the goddamn Disney Star Wars universe, we get bullshit. And we get 3 great characters that could have had great development, and they just can become throwaway characters. And I'm going to be that Last Jedi fan. I don't hate Last Jedi. I don't see because it's been boiling up inside me. That's what I said. I love Last Jedi. I did. It was cool.
Good.
It was fun. But that right there is a perfect.
But it's example. Where it gets confusing that J.J. Abrams directed Force Awakens.
Well, no, see,
Rian Johnson directs The Last Jedi.
He was signed on.
J.J. Abrams is going to direct the last one. And that's where it gets fucking confusing.
It's not even confusing. Like, and there's a drastic change of style, but we all knew that when it first started. J.J. signed and produced. He said, "I'm gonna direct the first one." Rian Johnson was supposed to direct both 8 and 9.
In the middle of this, producer Benny, bye. Thank you. I'm so glad we needed your fucking services. Bye. You're not supposed to fucking talk, Benny. Jesus, fuck. Before Bill has a breakdown, we'll go back to Reese.
That's my biggest problem. And not biggest problem. That's the biggest thing about that movies is that he signed Rian Johnson on to direct both episode 8 and 9, but there was such backlash over 8 over Last Jedi. JJ was like, all right, don't worry, I'll just direct the last one.
But how do you recorrect what happened?
I think the boat has not veered off enough that it can't be corrected. Like I said, as much as I just made an outburst, I did not hate The Last Jedi. They made some choices, and I feel like they dropped the ball on some things.
Yes.
But I don't think it's gone far enough that it can't be an awesome part of a trilogy. I don't think it can be. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. I'll say I enjoyed it. It was not bad.
It was the Iron Man 2 of... Never mind, I won't go.
Yeah.
Could you go that far?
Was that?
Could you go that far? That you like the Iron Man 2 of the trilogy so far?
I could say that, but let's hope that episode 9 is not the Iron Man 3 of the trilogy.
Fuck. Oh, yeah.
And that's why I'm apprehensive. Because I'm like, yeah, I guess so. But yes, I don't want to use that analogy.
Rey dealing with her whole existence as a whole thing.
And it's superpowered Gwyneth Paltrow saving the day. And waste of Mandarin.
We are not going to get into how that hasn't been used in future episodes, but anyway.
Yeah.
I believe it's my number 1.
What's your number 1?
You already fucking know what it is.
I know it is.
It's Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes.
For fuck's sake. Best Star Wars game there is.
Easily.
The story is rich. Yeah. It's an open world. It's an RPG. Like, come on. Yeah, I know for those of you watching on camera, you'll see me go 1, 2, 2.
Those listening, not seeing him count on his fingers. You need to see how serious he meant.
I only hit my second finger on number 3. But it's still such a fun fucking game, for fuck's sake.
And so before the show, we talked about our list.
This game had DLC, for fuck's sake.
I was like, are you not? I mean, you're obviously gonna have KOTOR because I love KOTOR, but I know Bill's had more time and more history with it, so I wanted him to have it on his list. I left it off of mine.
I offered Reese to have KOTOR 2. He went, fuck you.
Yeah, I don't want to do KOTOR 2. Like, you already had KOTOR on it. I had other games I wanted to talk about.
And also, KOTOR 2 sucks. It dropped the ball on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
But the pod racing, it dropped the ball on that.
But the first Knights of the Old Republic, like we said, and pretty much kind of generally accepted, is the pinnacle of gaming in the Star Wars video game world. It
came out before Mass Effect, so it was
BioWare.
BioWare, yes.
Yeah.
So they learned from Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
It was just such a good game. It's such story driven. It's before they had the DLC. Like, oh, you want extra stories? Oh, you gotta pay $4 for it. Huh?
And as much as I've been loving Mass Effect, and I mean, Bill have a kind of a disconnect. He loved 4. I liked 4 a lot. I honestly would love to see BioWare focus on KOTOR 3.
Oh, I fucking would too.
That would be the best.
I would not play anything for a solid year.
Yeah, you know, and I think
I'm sorry, guys, but we got to the whole "what are you playing" section. It would be fucking that for an entire year.
And in Old Republic, the MMO was supposed to kind of be that, and it's just not. I just want a good game. I don't need an MMO. I just need a good goddamn game that
I need a good story-driven game where your actions actually affect the story.
Yes.
Sorry, Fable.
Yeah. Well,
I love you as well. But we do have a couple honorable mentions.
My honorable mention, there's no way we could do a Star Wars episode of video gaming and not talk about Battlefront. Like, it didn't make it into any of our top 3 lists.
And it's been on a lot of Well, the sequel has been a lot of fucking scrutiny lately.
Yeah, people have been talking a lot about it because EA's been doing for Battlefront 2, the recent one. The microtransactions, obviously, that was a big thing before the release. They pushed it back because of so much backlash they got. And I was just talking to Bill earlier if they had brought them in yet, and I don't think they did yet, or they did, and we're not too sure. Neither of us.
I think it's not until the next. The next
drop of DLC probably.
Maybe like halfway through the year. I honestly haven't paid attention when that's going to happen.
So I remember, you remember when Battlefront came out for PS2.
Oh, yeah.
That, me and my friends loved it. And that was back when online console gaming wasn't massive. And I had one friend that had PlayStation Online, and we used to play Battlefront at his house online.
I want to say it came out around the same time as Halo ODST. So you kind of got confused. It was one of those things where two games that were exactly the same got released around the same time. It couldn't
have been the same time because ODST
I feel like it was.
ODST was a 360 game. By the time Battlefront 2, the original Battlefront came out for PlayStation 2, that was just Xbox. That was before 360.
Guys, if I'm having this mixed up, this is wine now. It's not beer. It's full transparency.
Full transparency.
Bill was alcoholic.
So we edited the show down. We took a break in between scenes, and I don't know if you noticed. It was supposed to be a
fucking 20-minute break. It was 3 hours.
I don't know if you noticed. There was 2 beers missing from our box. Bill now is drinking out of a pint glass for all our listeners that aren't watching, and that pint glass is filled with wine. Because we ran out of beer.
Oh. Fuck, it's right to the left of me.
Oh,
there's still some left.
Yeah.
Just fill that bitch up.
Yeah, save me a sip, goddammit.
No. Get your sip.
I don't need that much. Cheers. You do this.
Right. We do a thing about drinking.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah, I like your thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to chug the whole thing.
Yeah, please don't.
I'm an alcoholic, but what's the percentage on that?
It's wine. It's got to be 13, 14. Wait, it is 12.5. I said 13. It's close.
Thank you, Easter family dinner.
Yeah. So he's drinking a pint glass of a 13% drink. So you're basically drinking a worldwide stout right now. So AKA you're gonna need a nap. That's what that means.
I love playing Saints Row. You need wine to drink that game where you just can go.
I don't give a shit anymore. So what's one of your honorable mentions?
The Galactic Battlegrounds. It was that came out when I was still playing Warcraft 2.
Okay.
Yes, for those of you who don't know, Warcraft used to be a game that was a real-time strategy game where jump in on this. You actually had to think of what you do.
Yeah.
You didn't have the whole repetitive whole thing.
Yeah.
I played World of Warcraft for one night. It was collect 5 flags, collect 5 mushrooms.
You're not a WoW guy. You don't get down on WoW.
I don't get down on online games because that's what they are. It just gets so repetitive. But it was one of those, like the Lord of the Rings. We could never do an episode for the Lord of the Rings because they didn't have that many games.
Well, literally, our list would be Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War, and the Lord of the Rings 2 Towers video game. That would be both of our lists.
And I'll mention Return of the King, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. So we just did that episode right now, and we just knocked it out of the park.
But it was like I believe it was called War of the Rings. It was a Command and Conquer type game. Battle
for Middle-earth. It was the real-time strategy Lord of the Rings.
Yes, it was a very fun game to play.
Yeah.
But it was like that, but Star Wars.
Okay.
There was the original trilogy version, and then there was the Clone Wars version, where you get the Naboo, you get the clones, and all that. It was a fun game to play, but you took one of my honorable mentions. It was going to be Shadow of the Empire.
Yeah.
Great fucking game.
Great game. I had it on my list how great of a game.
Now, guys, we haven't mentioned a very horrible game. It was called.
Before we bring a dark spot on our list, I got to throw in one more honorable mention I have. Star Wars the arcade game, and I was telling you about this earlier. So for all you guys out there,
not the pinball one.
No, not pinball. Star Wars pinball is awesome though.
That was a good one.
Yeah, the Star Wars the arcade game. It's the original trilogy, and when you start it up and you put your money in, you can pick either a level from New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. If you pick New Hope, you try.
Is this the IMAX one you're talking about?
No, it's not IMAX, but there is a big wraparound
I know
screen.
what you're talking about.
It is a big screen, and like so, if you pick New Hope, you do the battle to destroy the Death Star.
If you guys remember this, it was a simple screen.
Yeah.
Then there was a controller thing and just a simple black controller.
Yeah, just
a red button right at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the game Reese was talking about.
And what's so great about it was because it had that. Empire had another flight game, and then Strikes Jedi had the speeders on Endor, on the Forceman Endor. But if you once you beat that level, the next level was always a Jedi battle. And for New Hope, it was Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader. And
you know how that goes.
Empire Strikes Back, it was Vader versus Luke. And for Jedi, actually, it wasn't Vader, Luke again. It was Luke versus Boba Fett. While Boba Fett's flying over the Sarlacc pit, and you had to like battle him.
I would just love to see that.
Really cool.
Episode 2 or no episode.
The second trilogy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Versus Darth Vader, just to see if Mark Hamill recreated his voice for that. Go. No, it's not true.
It's not true.
That's still one of the. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you guys have emotions with that, but that is still one of the funniest fucking acting I've ever heard in my fucking life. After you watch it after years.
It's not true.
After you watch it after years, it's fucking hilarious.
You know in your heart it is to be true.
But the game I was mentioning was at Dave & Buster's. It is, honestly, you step into a thing like an IMAX like this. Yeah. It's like this big. You'll feel sickness after. And you're playing like those exact same battles. But it's just so much fucking better.
It is. That's got to be an honorable mention. That was super cool fucking arcade game.
Do you remember the arcade version of Pod Race?
I do. I don't think I ever played it. I walked by and every time I was in an arcade, like, yeah, I'm not going to play that.
I played it once and it was just like, huh, no. I lost. But yes, Pod Race was also a very good game. It's not my honorable mention. I will stick with my...
I have it on 64 over there.
Do you just want to be angry at yourself? Like,
no, I don't play it. I said I have it.
Rogue Squadron was a great game.
Rogue Squadron was a great game. What was the game for 32X that came out? That was it might have been the first Rebel Assault. Even they ported over to Sega 32X. I used to play that a lot at a buddy's of mine's house. That was a really cool game.
I'm trying to think of the exact name of the one for N64 where you could play all different ships like an X-wing, B-wing.
Oh, I know. I forget that. But so we were.
That wasn't Rogue Squadron, was it?
It wasn't. No, that wasn't. It was Rogue Squadron.
Was it?
That was Rogue Squadron. That was Rogue. And I have that as well.
Fucking fun game to play.
Well, we were just talking about earlier another highly, highly respected game in the Star Wars game, Star Wars TIE Fighter. That is a very well-respected game. I never played it, to be honest. I don't know anything about it.
That is one of those very old PC games.
We mentioned Star Wars Masters of Terras as an blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, we can't pronounce it.
Yeah, but that was like it was the 2D fighting game.
That was the Mortal Kombat of fighting games, which they haven't done ever again, which they probably learned their fucking lesson.
I mentioned even earlier that the movie games, and I said this, I miss the days where every movie had a video game that came out with it. Like, those were the days. Star Wars Phantom Menace, the first video game, was not a good game by any stretch of the imagination, but I remember playing it on my computer, and like I remember like, dude, I can use my lightsaber to hit their blast backs when they shoot at me, and it like was mind blowing to my 13-year-old mind.
The Last Jedi game would be a whole lot of stealth missions, honestly.
Yeah,
that's just me.
Yeah,
maybe they're waiting for the third.
The movie games make more movie games. You guys used to make
not Blade or X-Men or any of those. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, but make movie games, guys. But you were
Lord of the Rings, yes.
You were going to talk about the dark spot on the Star Wars gaming world, and you know what I'm talking about. The one game that came out for PlayStation.
No, it was Xbox.
It was Xbox. Well, and that game was
Obi-Wan.
Star Wars Obi-Wan. I never played it.
How could you present? I'm shaking my wine.
It's like, God damn.
How could you present such a great character and then fuck it all up completely? For fuck's sake. It was an original Xbox. Like, yes, you guys remember those graphics. Like, Halo came out on that.
Yeah, Halo came out of Combat Evolved.
The fucking lightsaber combat was sketchy as fuck. The force power sucked. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I want to say I played Knights of the Old Republic on Xbox as my first experience.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm wrong. It was probably PlayStation 2. It's still one of my favorite fucking games. I want a remaster so
That's
badly.
a game that needs to be redone. BioWare, if you're listening, redo KOTOR.
Also,
you will make millions of dollars. You'll make all of the money.
Also, BioWare. You guys had something to do with Mass Effect.
All right, Bill. It's okay.
Where's my Andromeda DLC? No, Reese, I'm not giving the fuck up on this. It was a good game. It was a good game.
So guys, thank you.
It was good. Stop it.
Thank
Don't give them credit. It was a good game.
Thank you for tuning in to our Star Wars episode for May the 4th. So May the 4th be with you guys. You guys, please find us online. You can find us on Twitter at Gaming Buzz. You can find us Facebook. Facebook.com/GamingBuzz. You can go to our website, GamingBuzz.com. You email us. Email Reese at GamingBuzz, Bill at GamingBuzz. You want to talk with us? Email us, info at GamingBuzz. Give us your ideas for new topics on the show. Tell us what you don't like about the show.
Yes, please, for fuck's sake. We worry about that every fucking week.
We will listen to you guys, and we will do everything in our abilities to give us the best product.
We're not going above top 3. I'm just going to tell you fuckers right now.
I want to send a big shout out to Victory Brewing for Mighty Things. Thank you guys for sponsoring the episode.
I don't know what wine finished our episode.
I always have a big shout out to Bill for bringing wine. This is gonna be a long.
Oh, Apothic Rosé. You guys helped us finish this episode.
Oh man, I'm really happy. This has been a fun one.
It's been a long one.
Please make sure you guys continue to tune in. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Share us. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Share us amongst the crowd.
We'll find your fucking family.
We will. And Bill, I gotta say, may the force be with you.
Unless you're not sharing us, then fuck them.
Yeah. Bill.
I'll use the force against you.
It's okay. You can use the force, guys. It's okay. You can't use the force. Listen to Bill. Thank you guys. We're Gaming Buzz. We love you.
Yeah. He loves you. I fuck him.
Dun 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 dun
He keeps trying to save you. I don't honestly give a fuck. Honestly, producer Kenny and Benny is in there with you. I don't give a fuck. Fuck off. Fuck you.
You can find us online at GamingBuzz.com, Twitter at GamingBuzz, and Facebook.com/GamingBuzz. Special thanks to Victory Brewery Company and viewers like you. And don't forget to check out RNS Podcast and Black Mirror Reflections.